When you strip away the noise and the bright lights, it's just the game you loved as a kid.
Chance of defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep 3.
Feet on the hardwood.
How do you feel about the next chapter?
I think it's something I'm ready for, and that's why I decided to make this move, but also this is the place all I've known all my life.
Caitlin Clark has done it again. Her latest national commercial drops, and suddenly everyone is talking. Clips are everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and fans are replaying every moment, analyzing every look, every line. Marketers are scrambling, trying to figure out how one rookie is generating attention usually reserved for global superstars. She had already made waves with State Farm, Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson, but this newest campaign feels like a whole lot. This is more than a commercial. It is a statement, a glimpse of an athlete reshaping the way fame, influence, and sports marketing intersect. Are we watching the rise of the most influential athlete of her generation, or is this the start of a marketing empire that could change sports forever?
I was once that little Iowa girl who was inspired to dream big. Real big. And that dream was more than women's basketball. It was possibility that I turned into reality. I'm still that girl from Iowa, but now it's my turn to inspire. If I can drop 40, you can drop 50. If we can draw 56,000 fans, you can draw 57. If I can sign with Gatorade, you can too.
Before the world knew her as a professional superstar, Caitlin Clark made her mark with a historic first. She became the first NCAA athlete to star in a national State Farm commercial. Paired with Jake from State Farm, her delivery was effortless, natural, and magnetic. Every word landed perfectly, and viewers could not stop replaying the clip. What seemed like a simple ad turned into a viral phenomenon.
Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlin Clark? I mean, which one is it? Which one is it?
I think I'll just be the female version of Steph Curry.
I mean, you hear people talking about you and throwing out those comparisons. Speak about how that makes you feel, about how you've just taken the world by storm because of your shooting prowess.
Yeah, I really feel like I'm still kind of in a dream, in a real world. I mean, it's kind of crazy, obviously. Those are the players I kind of grew up watching. Obviously, Steph Curry's kind of changed the game, and he's a player I grew up loving. I still love. I watch him all the time.
Millions of impressions stacked up across social platforms. Fans quoted lines in memes, analyzed her micro-expressions, and turned the spot into a pop culture moment overnight. More than just exposure, it was proof. Caitlin does not simply appear on camera. She commands it. That early success did more than sell insurance. It showed brands that she could carry attention, convert engagement, and become a cultural signal. In other words, the ad was a blueprint for her future in sports marketing, and it raised a surprising question. If one college athlete's commercial could reach over 100 million impressions, what would happen when she stepped onto the professional stage? The answer would soon follow, changing the rules of the game. And if you're feeling this development so far, hit like and subscribe if you haven't already.
So it's kind of crazy seeing all those NBA players, WNBA players tweet about you, talk about you, but you know, I still enjoy every single second of it for sure.
Do you feel right now you're the best player in women's college basketball?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. I think my teammates would say the same. My coaches would say the same. I think there's always room to improve. And I think, you know, only being a sophomore, there's always room for growth. And still have 2 more years here. So, you know, I still have plenty of time to grow before, you know, I go pro, and that's where I want to be. I want to reach the next level. I want to play in the WNBA. So those are my goals long term.
Caitlin Clark's newest campaign did more than drop it detonated. Social media cannot stop talking about it. Every platform buzzes with clips, reactions, and commentary. The tone is playful yet commanding. Dialogue lands naturally. Visuals feel cinematic. And fans consistently remark that she seems more like an entertainer than an athlete. This is not accidental.
Basketball in hand, guiding you, inspiring you, working on the player you dream to be. Because the ball will always bring you back to your favorite place. Calm, focused, and confident. To the place all roads lead, the game of basketball.
The ad builds on her signature traits: unwavering confidence, quick humor, perfect timing, and a rare ability to make her sport feel approachable for anyone watching. In a marketing landscape desperate for authentic young voices, Caitlin delivers exactly that, bridging sports, culture, and relatability in one seamless package. The hype does not just come from the ad itself. User-generated edits, stitched reactions, memes, and reaction videos amplify every moment. Fans remix her expressions, isolate her lines, and turn fleeting seconds into internet gold. Every share, comment, and clip fuels the next wave of excitement, creating a feedback loop that few athletes experience.
You're moving on up. How do you feel about the next chapter?
I think it's something I'm ready for, and that's why I decided to make this move. But also, this is the place like all I've known all my life, and that was the main reason of coming to the University of Iowa. I wanted to play for my home state. I wanted to do something that really had never been done before.
When you think about the WNBA draft, and I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say you're going to be the #1 pick. I don't know. I got a crystal ball. You're going to be the #1 pick. We know that Indiana, the Indiana Fever, have the top selection. They're already talking about their ticket sales. They're already talking about the demand. What is it, do you think, about your game that has people just can't wait to see you on the professional level?
This campaign is more than a spot. It is a social event, a cultural pulse. Viewers, get ready. When you watch, comment your favorite moment from the ad and see how others feel the same way. Caitlin Clark has not just launched a commercial, she has launched a conversation, and the internet cannot look away. Nike made history again, this time trusting Caitlin Clark to headline their first women-centered Super Bowl ad in 27 years. The stakes were monumental, yet she handled them with poise. Every scene framed her as a force of determination, whether driving past defenders, laughing in candid moments, or delivering lines that struck with both clarity and charm. The reaction was instantaneous.
I think it's just the style of basketball that I play, but also I think people love the fire and the emotion that I have and the smile I always have on my face. To be honest, I don't get nervous for games because I just know this is fun for me. People love the long shots, people love the good passing, people love the fire.
That fire blazing during last year's March Madness tournament. And there was a lot of talk about women athletes and being competitive and fierce and all that. I'm like, where you guys been? It's always been that way.
Yeah, I think it still does surprise me that people get a little distraught about women being competitive and getting into little arguments on the court or having a little trash talk, and that's how it should be. I think more than anything, it's surprising you guys didn't know this is how women's sports are played. Come on.
Over 66 million views poured in within 24 hours, accompanied by one of the highest sentiment scores of any Super Bowl campaign that year. The storyline was carefully designed, overcoming doubt, breaking limits, rewriting expectations. Nike positioned her alongside modern legends like Sha'Carri, Richardson, and Aja Wilson, signaling that Caitlin belongs in that same echelon. Her on-screen moments were more than athletic, they were cultural statements. Beyond the ad, her new signature logo and an upcoming shoe line amplify her marketing presence, giving fans tangible ways to align with her story. The campaign proves that her influence is not just on the court or the screen, it extends to commerce, culture, and identity. And it leaves a question hanging over the sports world. How many rookies in any sport get a Super Bowl stage before their first professional season even settles? Caitlin Clark just answered that question, setting a precedent few can match.
I grew up watching the game. I had an older brother that played basketball, so I always tagged around with a lot of boys, and I think, that kind of helped me develop my offensive skill set at a younger age, a little faster than most people would. And then when I made that transition from boys basketball to girls basketball, I was, already kind of a step ahead. And I always had the will to want to be better. And I played up usually throughout AAU.
I knew I loved basketball when I was pretty young, but then I eventually went to the AAU circuit around 6th grade, I want to say. And then probably by 8th grade, I knew okay, this can probably be my future.
Caitlin Clark's partnership with Gatorade went beyond a typical endorsement. The brand built a fully integrated campaign around her hydration routines, from training to recovery, making fans feel like they were stepping into her daily life. Limited edition bottles carrying her name and signature design sold out almost instantly. Stores struggled to restock, lines formed online, and social media erupted with unboxing, videos, and fan collections.
You were a multi-sport athlete. What was it about basketball?
Well, honestly, growing up, like I loved soccer too, and I played every sport basically. Like I ran track, I did softball, soccer, but I think basketball, like I just loved the competitive side of it, and I grew up playing with the boys, and my dad was my first ever basketball coach. Before every game, I look at my dad and I give him a nod, he gives me a nod. And then I go out there and get ready for the tip, and I think it just speaks to the bond I've had, especially with my dad over the course of my basketball upbringing.
As a high schooler,
Her backstory proves that this was not luck. It was a clear signal of real consumer influence. Transitioning to Wilson, Caitlin broke new ground with her signature basketball line, the first ever created for a female player at this stage of her career. She does more than lend her name. She co-designs, selects colorways, shapes, textures, and crafts the product identity itself. Fans treat each release like a collectible, sharing, trading, and celebrating each drop. Research predicts over $100 million in sales for her first shoe line in 2026. Together, these campaigns illustrate the Caitlin effect. Brands are not merely buying visibility or airtime. They are investing in belief. Belief that she can move culture, drive trends, and convert attention into tangible value. From bottles to balls, every partnership reinforces her power to influence sports, commerce, and fans alike. Caitlin Clark has created an ecosystem where every brand touchpoint becomes a cultural event, and the market is watching.
And this is Caitlin Clark.
but recounts a humbling setback that turned into a major comeback. But I remember when you were a rising junior, they didn't put you on the team.
Yeah.
And that seemed to fire you up, just like it did Jordan when he didn't make the varsity team.
I went to try out the next year, and honestly, I hurt my pinky during training camp, but like I kept playing, like I was fine, but also I just played really bad. I didn't deserve to be on the team. So I think, honestly, like that's one of the lowest points of my basketball career is like, you're on the team the previous year, you win a gold medal, and then you go back to try out with all your teammates from the prior year. But I think it really allowed me to like find another fire. And I think it just pushed me to work even harder and get better and, want to prove people wrong.
Caitlin Clark's impact goes far beyond highlight reels. Research shows she drives over 26% of the entire WNBA economic footprint, influencing ticket sales, merchandise, broadcast ratings, and fan retention. Every game she plays creates ripple effects, from sold-out arenas to spikes in streaming viewership. On social media, her Instagram and TikTok exploded by hundreds of thousands of followers within weeks, transforming her into a cultural touchstone even before her professional career fully launched. Comparisons with other top WNBA stars underscore just how extraordinary her influence is. Few, if any, have achieved cross-sport viral campaigns or national commercials hitting these levels before stepping onto the professional court.
Okay, there's just something about the smell of a gym and see that iconic record-breaking spot now forever etched onto the floorboards. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Where is it on the court?
All the way over here.
That?
Right over here, yeah, that's the spot.
That's where you shot from there?
Yeah.
I want to show folks, okay. This is the three-point line. This is where she shot it from. You see that? You see the difference?
And that's half court.
Oh yeah, she's closer to half court. Not only do you have a place in the record books, you have a place on that court. That's got to mean something special.
The market reality is clear. Brands want proven conversion. Caitlin delivers it at the scale of a global star. Every post, every ad, and every appearance translates into measurable impact, reinforcing her value beyond athletic performance. Numbers alone cannot capture the phenomenon, but they tell a compelling story. She is shaping how the league is perceived, how fans engage, and how corporate investment flows. And yet, the bigger question lingers. Could Caitlin Clark be the athlete who finally proves that women's sports can generate marketing value equal to any male counterpart? With every campaign, every endorsement, and every viral moment, the answer seems closer than ever. The numbers do not lie, and they are impossible to ignore.
It's just kind of crazy. When I first went out there and looked at it, I'm like, this has to be in the wrong spot. Like, it seems way further back from where I actually shot it from.
How will she go for history?
This is what I dreamed of. Like, I dreamed of playing in front of these types of crowds and these type of environments. During every national anthem or every pregame, like, I just try to take a deep breath and look around and, soak in the environment because it seriously never gets old.
It certainly does, and I had a great time in Iowa. The coaching staff, Lisa, the AD, Beth, they're all wonderful. Next up for Caitlin, March Madness, the Big Ten tournament followed by the big dance in a couple of weeks. Then on April 15th, the Indiana Fever will select Caitlin as a #1 pick in the WNBA draft. And get this, guys.
This is not just another ad. With Caitlin Clark, every campaign carries weight. But this moment marks a shift. Her brand stops being a rising story and becomes a dominant force. What makes it different is the way she bridges mainstream sports marketing with grassroots fan culture. Fans do not just watch her, they participate, remix, and celebrate her in ways that turn each ad into a cultural event. Every line she delivers, every expression she makes resonates because she represents possibility for young athletes and a booming market for brands seeking authenticity. It is not just about selling products, it is about storytelling, relatability, and impact. This viral commercial signals the start of a new era for women in sports marketing, one where female athletes are not just visible, but essential to brand narratives and cultural conversation.
Okay, she was in the second grade, and she said her teacher handed out these sheets with little bubbles, and they were told to put in their goals and their dreams. Caitlin Clark wrote in the second grade, dreaming of playing one day in the WNBA, and her mama still has that sheet with that goal. She knew back then that that was a goal of hers, and here she's going to be the top selection.
Boy,
but she's got work to do, got
Yeah.
March Madness. Yeah, she has that and a whole lot more.
Wow, to write that in second grade, and for Robin to like look into her
Yeah.
crystal ball and know she's got to be first pick. It's amazing.
I know. And can I say something too? She's a great coach. I was shooting bricks, okay? I mean, I was airball bricks, and she just told me what to do with my elbow in the form, and I was just draining them. Not threes, but I was draining them. But she's a shot doctor as well.
We made one for the camera. That's all we needed.
Thank you, Robin.
Only have to make one. Only have to make one.
Caitlin's influence extends beyond the court, the screen, and social media. She is shaping expectations, norms, and opportunities for athletes everywhere. Viewers, if you want to see more stories about athletes who are rewriting the rules of their industry, hit that subscribe button and follow along. Caitlin Clark is not only performing, she is defining the blueprint of modern sports influence. Commercials, record-breaking sales, viral moments, and cultural influence. Caitlin Clark has built them all in record time. While most athletes spend years earning this level of impact, she achieved it through a mix of talent, authenticity, and perfect timing. She is no longer just a player. She is a narrative, a symbol, and a market-moving force. Are we watching the rise of the most influential athlete of her generation, or the beginning of a marketing empire that might change sports forever? And if this is only the start, what happens when she reaches her prime? The story is unfolding, and the world is watching. Kindly share your thoughts with us in the comments below.